receive one from Verizon Wireless, 55% owned by Verizon, 45% owned by the British company Vodafone. It's paying its two owners an $8.5 billion dividend. It paid out $10 billion last year. Now from CNBC at the New York Stock Exchange, Bob Pisani.
Stocks ended flat in quiet trading following their worst week in 5 months. Markets continue to be relatively calm despite investor worries over the fiscal cliff. That calm is both good and bad news. It's good news because right now traders seem to believe that a deal will be made and we will not see a huge increase in various taxes come January 1. But it's also bad news because the markets may be a little too complacent about this. The last time risk ran high was back in August 2011 when Congress couldn't agree on how to handle the debt ceiling. And that month, stocks fell apart.
Business at 25 and 55, WCBS News Time, 6:56.
Thank you for calling Discover Card.
Listen, your 5% cash back program is to die for. What's the new category?
You will love it. Right now, you can get 5% cash back everywhere you shop online through December, only from Discover.
Shut the door. 5% cash back? I shop online all the time.
No joke. Everywhere online.
Best category ever.
Only Discover gives you 5% cash back everywhere you shop online through December. Sign up for 5% at discover.com or call 1-800-DISCOVER. 5% cash back on up to $1,500 in purchases online and at department stores.
Email marketing works great for small business, and Constant Contact email marketing works best of all. How do we know? Because we have something the other guys don't have. Proof. According to an independent study, small businesses that use Constant Contact get 36% more of their emails opened and 60% more responses. The result? A whopping 29% more revenue. Put Constant Contact email marketing to work for your small business. Go to ConstantContact.com to sign up for a free trial today.
Hey guys, remember when you were 18 with unlimited energy and the stamina to do anything you wanted anytime? Wish you could relive your glory days and have the testosterone drive of your teenage years with the experience and skill you have today? Now you can with ProGene Daily Complex.
This is Dr. Todd Karen from the American Academy of Anti-Aging and Regenerative Medicine. Testosterone levels decrease in men after the age of 20. It's a major cause of the aging process. The effects include lack of energy, decrease in muscle mass, increasing belly fat, and decreased sexual performance, all of which impact self-esteem, confidence, and most importantly, overall quality of life.
Kick your drive back into high gear with ProGene. Call 800-943-2706 today to get a full month absolutely free. No injections, no prescription needed. ProGene is an all-natural herbal supplement that helps men boost testosterone production. Claim your free month supply now by calling 800-943-2706. That's 800-943-2706. Again, 800-943-2706. Shipping and processing charges apply.
WCBS News Time 6:58.
Tom Kaminsky, go ahead.
All right, we go back over to the outbound side of the Lincoln Tunnel, which is easing up pretty rapidly now. We're down to about 10 minutes or so that is certainly much better. The inbound side still at about 45 minutes. The outbound Holland with about a 45-minute delay. Late trouble on the Garden State Parkway southbound 138 in Kenilworth, a collision being worked on there. I'm Tom Kaminsky with the Subaru All-Wheel Drive Ground Patrol, and John Grimmeyer has mass transit update.
And still dealing with Long Island Railroad delays, 20 minutes both directions, Babylon Branch, because of earlier police work. Responsive by Allstate. Don't let mayhem leave you stranded. Be protected with good hands. Roadside assistance from Allstate. It's free to join and open to everyone. And now WCBS Pinpoint Weather.
60 degrees in New York City. Showers coming in after midnight tonight and continuing into early tomorrow. Low about 50. Tomorrow's high 50 to 55.
And then temperatures fall tomorrow afternoon into the 40s. Sunshine returns on Wednesday.
We just dropped one more degree to 59. I'm Wayne Cabot.
I'm Steve Scott.
Online. We are News Radio, WCBS New York.
Good evening. It's Monday, November 12th. I'm Linda Lopez. Here's the latest from the WCBS Newsroom. It's now 2 weeks without power for almost 60,000 customers in the tri-state area. Almost all of them are LIPA customers. The head of LIPA spoke live earlier on WCBS and said they have to do better getting information out to their customers. Governor Cuomo says he'll ask the federal government for $30 billion to recover from the storm. Experts see gas prices coming down as the U.S. is predicted to become the world's top oil producer within 5 years. And more fallout from the David Petraeus resignation. In sports, Monday Night Football tonight, the Kansas City Chiefs visit the Pittsburgh Steelers. WCBS News Time, 7 o'clock.
Good news for drivers as U.S. oil production booms.
It's going to do a lot to keep a lid on gasoline prices for quite a number of years.
With David Petraeus out, Mike Morrell steps up.
Can Morrell, an economist by training, head an organization in the middle of a shooting war?
This is the CBS World News Roundup, late edition. I'm Bill Whitney. The prices we're paying now might be the highest prices we'll see at the pump for a long time. The International Energy Agency confirms forecasts that the United States will become the world's #1 oil producer within 5 years.
What is occurring is a technological revolution in the shale oil and gas field.
Industry consultant Andrew Lippow says this means a more secure energy future.
The U.S. would be self-sufficient on North American crude oil and not have to import oil from places like the Middle East or Venezuela or from countries that may not be as friendly to the U.S. as we'd like.
More from CBS News correspondent Gary Nunn.
If the U.S. produces more oil and becomes more energy self-sufficient, oil analyst John Kilduff says gasoline pump prices are sure to come down between 2015 and 2017.
$3 would be the high point for gasoline prices in that time period.
And we could see gas prices even lower than that down the road, depending on the economy and what else may be going on in the world.
Downwards of $2.50 a gallon at times.
Shrinking energy prices is not only good news for industry, it paves the way for more jobs. Gary Nunn, CBS News.
Associates of former CIA Director David Petraeus say he's very remorseful. His family, according to retired Army Colonel Steve Boylan, a former aide, is stunned.
You could safely say that Mrs. Petraeus was less than thrilled. Furious could be an understatement. Children were not pleased, disappointed, in fact.
Petraeus' deputy at the CIA is now acting director and will testify at congressional hearings on the Benghazi attack this week. Mike Morrell is an economist, but CBS News correspondent David Martin reports he's been deeply involved in the war on terrorism.
He has been in on the war since it started. As President Bush's daily briefer, he delivered that famous briefing in August of 2001, bin Laden determined to strike in the U.S. He was with the president on 9/11, relaying reports from CIA headquarters.
John McAfee, founder of the antivirus software company that bears his name, is wanted in connection with a Central American murder investigation. One of his neighbors in San Pedro, Belize, was found at home shot to death.
At this time, it's a bit presumptuous and a bit early to pinpoint the person to be McAfee. But, of course, he may be wanted for questioning.
Rafael Martinez, a spokesman for the Ministry of National Security, says other neighbors have been questioned, but McAfee hasn't been home. The victim's housekeeper discovered the body yesterday. His computer and phone are missing. The Dow down a fraction today. Now this.
Hey, it's Mike Rowe, and Fiona works at a Ford dealership, and we were just talking tire maintenance. Make tire maintenance exciting.
It's very important to make sure that your tires are rotated, the tread depth is checked, and the correct pressure is in your tires.
Get a $60 mail-in rebate on 4 select tires, plus the low-price tire guarantee.
Tire maintenance does sound important, but it didn't sound exciting.
You want excitement? You want to break down on the side of the road?
You just gave me a little lecture.
Competitor's ad required for tire guarantee. Rebate by check. Offer cannot be combined. See participating Ford dealer for rebate and other offer details through 11/30/12.
Right now at the Home Depot, get a Maytag stainless steel 4-door fridge for $1,698. You save over $800, which means not only can you enjoy holiday savings right now, your new fridge can be stocked and ready for whatever or whoever the season brings. Get a Maytag stainless steel 4-door fridge for $1,698, available while they last. More saving, more doing. That's the power of the Home Depot. While supplies last, valid through November 26, U.S. only. See store for details.
Military judges have heard disturbing details in the case of Robert Bales, the soldier who allegedly massacred 16 Afghan civilians in March. CBS News correspondent John Blackstone is covering.
The military courtroom at Joint Base Lewis McChord near Seattle was the scene for some extraordinary testimony over the last 3 days. On a video link from Afghanistan, 13 witnesses, including children as young as 7, told the court about the night one American soldier came into their villages and began killing people. But none of the witnesses could positively identify Staff Sergeant Robert Bales as the killer. The preliminary hearing that will determine whether Bales faces a full court-martial and possibly the death penalty will end with final arguments tomorrow.
Lance Armstrong, who resigned as chairman of the Livestrong Foundation, has now resigned as a board member of the anti-cancer charity he founded. A Livestrong spokeswoman says Armstrong remains an inspiration despite being stripped of his cycling titles by the U.S. Anti-Doping Agency. You're listening to the CBS World News Roundup.
Geico says, let's make life simpler.
What's the old saying? Build a better mousetrap and the world will be the path to your door. The trouble is, a lot of mousetraps aren't any better. They're just new. At Geico, we've been saving people money on car insurance since 1936. That's over 75 years of savings. It's simple logic, really. Why not go with the company that's invented the mousetrap? Of savings, that is.
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Ladies, how many pounds have you gained since you turned 40? If you're like most women, probably 10 or more. But hundreds of thousands of women have discovered the secret to losing weight after 40. It's called Amberen, and it's an advanced natural product clinically shown to cause sustained weight loss for women over 40. Amberen balances hormones naturally, so the extra weight can fall right off. You can try Amberen absolutely risk-free and get a 1-month supply free by calling 1-800-921-8060. 1-800-921-8060.
Even though it's November 12th, it's the official Veterans Day holiday this year. CBS News correspondent Peter King looked into a Florida program that helps vets who are down and out.
Desert Storm veteran Jose Velasquez remembers the night last year he hit rock bottom.
The night we moved into the van.
He, his wife, and their 8-year-old daughter were broke and homeless. Velasquez says that's what it took to ask for help, something many veterans have a hard time doing. His advice?
Look at where you're at. Look where you need to be and change direction. Do what you need to do to move forward.
Disney and the local Dr. Phillips Foundation have put up about $500,000 to help other vets get back on their feet through United Way. That agency says as many as 135 families will get help over the next year. Peter King, CBS News, Orlando.
When you schedule a blood test for cholesterol, you'll typically be told not to eat anything after midnight the night before, but new research suggests breakfast the next morning wouldn't hurt. CBS News correspondent Barry Bagnotto reports.
Comparing people who fasted before blood tests with people who didn't, Canadian researchers find few differences in cholesterol readings. In this large study in the Archives of Internal Medicine, results where nearly 210,000 people were analyzed. The authors say the findings suggest fasting is unnecessary.
Time on the roundup, 7 minutes past the hour.
Would you buy a furnace or a heat pump for your home that's been owned by somebody else? You would if it was a brand new York system. See, the technicians at our factory own every detail that goes into manufacturing York equipment. So if you want heating equipment for your home that's really well built, you want a York. Built here in the USA. Built right. Built by York.
York supports NATE certification. To find a qualified local contractor who employs NATE certified technicians, go to hvacradvice.com.
Geico says, let's make life simpler.
What's the old saying? Build a better mousetrap and the world will be the path to your door. The trouble is, a lot of mousetraps aren't any better. They're just new. At Geico, we've been saving people money on car insurance since 1936. That's over 75 years of savings. It's simple logic, really. Why not go with the company that's invented the mousetrap? Of savings, that is.
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
WCBS News Time, 7:08. It's time for traffic and weather. Together on the 8th, we're heading over to the traffic center. We had a rough afternoon. How are we doing this evening, John Grimmeyer?
Well, I'll tell you, Linda, it was very rough at the Lincoln Tunnel, and that is the one that's okay now. Outbound side, Lincoln Tunnel, we're down to less than 5 minutes. Inbound side still pretty tough, though, about 30 minutes. And the Holland Tunnel still suffering away here with a 1-hour delay back over to Jersey. And it gets worse because there's a disabled vehicle on the Newark Bay extension of the Turnpike. So that's going to back things up as you get out towards Bayonne and over to Newark. Inbound side, Holland Tunnel from the Turnpike, it's about 20 minutes. It looks better off of 1 and 9. Not bad for the George Washington Bridge. Now, check this out, though. The southbound West Side Highway is still very slow. Southbound traffic from the 60s on down into the 30th Street area. Right around that point is where an accident has recently been cleared away. Long Island Expressway in Queens, very much a slow ride here. Queens Boulevard out towards 108th Street. An accident quickly cleared away here, but still some slow traffic after that out in towards the Van Wyck. Grand Central is definitely much better for you. Inbound Gowanus still jammed up from the belt all the way up to Atlantic Avenue on the northbound BQA, and then outbound Brooklyn Bridge is still a mess. Headed over to Brooklyn, it looks better, not great, but better at the Williamsburg or the Manhattan Bridge outbound side. Our next traffic update in less than 10 minutes on WCBS.
And let's get a check of our weather forecast now. We'll head over to Chief Meteorologist Craig Allen.
Cloudy, showers arriving later tonight, lows around 50 degrees. Tomorrow, showers around through about midday. Then variably cloudy. The early high 50 to 55, but then turning breezy and cooler as it drops into the 40s. Tomorrow night clear, low near 35 in the city, colder in the suburbs. Wednesday, sunshine, but a cool day with highs just near 50. I'm Craig Allen in the WCBS Weather Center.
WCBS News Time, 7:10.
42, 43, $2.43.
My girls are trying to break into the lemonade biz. It's rough out there. I told them to use email marketing from Constant Contact. It was the right choice for growing my small business, Go Time Fitness. Email really works because you know people are checking their inbox every day. Here comes the competition.
With email marketing from Constant Contact, you'll have the tools to easily create custom emails that will work for your business. Plans start as low as $15 per month at ConstantContact.com.